Okay, a very warm welcome on today's session. So we have started working on app development with Swift Associate program, in which our objective domain is to build iOS application development, understand the security side of how iOS application works, what are the security issues and how we can remediate with the security part. Then getting into writing the functions, building the applications, debugging the applications, and ensuring the security of the application. Now, in order to do this, we have started our session with planning, design, and theory, and we understood the design cycle yesterday. Within the design cycle, now we have to get into the planning, prototyping, and evaluation phase. In order to get started with planning, prototyping, and evaluation phase, we will be implementing and understanding the tools which we can use to plan iOS applications development, as well as how we can prototype those issues. Okay. So we will be taking a few sample applications, or else we can take up any standard application, and accordingly we are going to build the iOS app part. Now, to get into the development here, let us just quickly see any of the samples. So in order to get the design motivation, we'll quickly get to the website applabs.com, where you get a lot of design motivation in order to get started with application designs. And we will be getting these applications designed in order to understand the calling hierarchy of how iOS application gets loaded, what all methods are called, and understanding how the security part can be implemented on it. Now, on Applab's website, there are a lot of templates available which we can use as a design motivation, and we can quickly come into iOS templates. Coming to iOS templates, you can see that we have got a lot of great designs available over here, which we can make use, and we can get started with designing of the application. Okay. So now there are various iOS templates available with respect to different applications, like let's say real estate mobile app UI is here. Then we have a wallet app UI is available over here, followed by you have some grocery challenges, and a lot of different stuff is available. We do have travel app user interfaces. We have a to-do list, then followed by the financial banking or things like that. So what we'll do, let us just take a simple banking app design, something like this, and we are going to make an application design somewhat like this, followed by we are going to see how we can connect it with web services and other different parts, and getting into debugging of the application and so. So Pratik, is it clear? We will be on something like this, where we are going to write an iOS application for financial transactions. Okay. So suppose we are going to write, we are going to make an application. With this application, we will be able to, let's say, send the money to another user, let's say, and there will be few features like, let's say, top up, paying the bill, and management of the last transactions with the databases, connectivity with multiple users. Okay, all that stuff we are going to make. So this application is going to have 3 pages, which we are going to develop in this course. So first, we are going to have a page where we are going to have the perfect banking partner landing page on the app, followed by the current balance in your wallet along with various facilities available, followed by the transactions which can be done between the users. So something like this we are going to build up. Is that clear?
Yes.
So this is going to be our design motivation, and let me just quickly save this image to downloads for our future references. Okay, I'll also upload this on the Trello card. So, app design objectives. Rename app design objectives. Something like this we're going to design. Now, in order to design it, there will be certain objectives which we would be needing in order to accomplish, and we will see what all things can be done. So the very first phase is to get started with, the first step is to get started with planning the application development part. Okay, since your objective would be towards the security side, but until and unless we understand the complete hierarchy of how the application is built, it's of no use. Okay, so we have to understand how applications are working, what kind of different functionalities are available in the application. Only then it will be easy for us to exploit those kinds of applications. Is that clear?
Yes.
So we are going to plan the application development process using Handsoft, which is going to be a way with which we will understand what all features are required in the application and what all needs to be built in every section. What should be the front end, what should be the back end, what should be the web service for connection, how the data will be transmitted between the client and the server. So all those things we need to understand. Followed by, once we're done with planning, we're going to prototype the application using Adobe XD. We're going to prototype the application using Adobe XD. Then we're going to get into the third part where we are going to evaluate it. Okay, evaluate the designs, evaluate and build using Xcode. So this is going to be the three-step strategy which we are going to follow in order to get things done. Now, the very first tool which you will be needing for planning part would be Handsoft. What is Handsoft? It is a project development tool, or you can say it's a project management tool, which is very important. It's nothing to take with security side, but for the planning and for the development of the application side. So in case in future, if you have to give someone any security service, suppose, okay, so you will be able to make the appropriate plan using an enterprise agile planning tool. And Handsoft is nothing but a agile planning tool so that you can build customer satisfactory product. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Hansoft is a single platform for decision making, and a lot of options are available in this, with which we can actually get into the details of what is required. So we will be using top agile planning tool Handsoft. You can try Handsoft for free. You can download it from the website here. What it will help you? It will help us plan the tools. We will be able to build applications with speed, power, and insights. So guys, please allow me a minute.
Yeah.
So here you have to go here and download this. So have you started this download? Try Handsoft for free. I'm sharing the link here on the chat. Download Handsoft. This is a planning tool, very important agile planning tool, and this will be pretty helpful when we have to make the appropriate checklist along with a time duration about what all objectives needs to be accomplished whenever we might be pen testing, or else whenever we might be providing some security remediations or anything like that in a professional format. So Handsoft would be a very nice tool to make use of. Okay, so this is a tool where you will be able to plan the application development as well as the security service or the benchmark which needs to be provided. Okay, followed by, you already have Adobe XD installed with you, I believe.
Yes.
We will be prototyping using this, and then we will be evaluating and building the code using Xcode. Now, let's get into the planning part first with the Handsoft. So once your Handsoft is installed, Handsoft will be running on your local machine, on your local server. So once you are done with the setup and everything, it might ask you a username and a password. So you have to provide the email, you have to provide the password and set up and register it on your Mac. Then what we will be doing, we will be connecting with the Handsoft server. So there will be a default local host, then there will be a port. The default port is 50256 on which the Handsoft runs. Once we connect here, you're going to have a username. Handsoft typically allows 5 users in order to in order to plan your projects, okay, in an agile development model. Agility is very, very important when it comes to application development today, because uh, in today's scenarios, what we need to do is we have to build customer satisfactory products, okay. And in order to make customer satisfactory products, what do we need is we need to keep in communication with them during the build process, so that we can give the feedbacks from them depending on what all modules are being built. So in case if there is any changes with respect to their requirements, the modules will be changed, as well as depending on those change in modules, if there is any update in budget. So the budgets are also flexible. The development modules are also flexible in the agile approach. Is that clear?
Yes.
So once
Uh,
we get into it, we're going to.
It's asking me to register, sir.
Yes, you have to register on the website.
Just give me one. I'll register, sir.
No problem, no problem.
Or
I'm
or
continuing.
I'll follow you. I'll just watch and then I'll do this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
So
I'll,
what we have here is, once you will log in to Handsoft, you're going to get various options like a to-do list, a dashboard, or the project names or something like this. Okay. Now what do we have to do is we have to get started with the admin section initially. Okay. In the admin, we have the options to get started with new projects. In order to get started with new project, let's say we are going to build this application, and I'm going to keep the image here on one side. Just allow me a minute.
Hello. Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were not able to listen. Okay, 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 okay.
No
So,
problem.
so what we have done here, we have started with a new project with the iOS wallet app. This, we will be using the agile methodology in order to build the iOS wallet app project. The method template which we will be using is the Scrum. Scrum is the technique under agile. It is a methodology in order to build up a customer satisfactory product. Okay. Now coming to the right hand side, you can consider, let's say we had a meeting with the customer and the customer has defined his requirements with us. And after his requirements, we got an understanding that the customer needs the following 3 pages. Suppose he needs a landing page, followed by he wants a balance and a transactions page, and he wants a send money page. 3 pages he would be needing in his application. Okay. So now we have to get into the planning phase where we have to identify what all things needs to be built, what all features would be required in this. Okay. So let's say I'm going to click on OK. Once we're done with this will ask, do you want to add users to this project? So yes, we will be adding users who will be working on this project. So suppose, let's say I'm the developer of the project. So I will be adding myself to iOS wallet app that I will be designing this project. Okay. Now, whenever we make a project, we do have a project manager as well. So we have to define someone as a manager in this project because the manager is going to define the roles and responsibilities and will be responsible to coordinate with the team members and the stakeholders in order to get the customer satisfactory product done. Is that clear?
Yes.
So let's say I have selected myself as a product manager also. So now I will get into the project design. So here, if you can see, I've got my project listed here, iOS wallet app. And now we are going to get started with planning of what needs to be done and how much time will it take to get the product done. So suppose we are going to get started with a new release. Okay, let's say we are going to build a new release, and this release is going to be known as iOS wallet app, which we want to build. Okay, and we do need to create the sprint actually. So let me just create a new sprint first, and within that I'm going to create the release. So let's say the project which we are going to build is going to be known as iOS wallet app. Okay, and there will be a timeline defined that, let's say we will be starting this project on 17th August and we will be building up this project by 30 August. Okay, so there should be a proper timeline depending upon whatever project we will be building. So what do we have to do here is, within the sprint backlog, now we are going to build up what needs to be done. Okay, so here we are going to build up the objectives of the project. So how am I creating it? You can use Command N. Okay, the shortcut is CMD Command plus N to create a new row. Is that clear? Then
Yes.
tab options. We have the tab options in order to adjust the item as a child element or a parent element. Okay, so here we do have all these shortcuts available. So okay, the shortcuts will be available over here. So what can we do? We can actually create a new item with Command N. Then you can delete an item with the delete key. You can outdent an item, you can indent an item. Both the options are available. Now, within this objectives, what am I going to do? So I'm going to create 3 pages. Let's say I'm going to have a landing page. Okay, followed by I'm going to have a transactions page. Okay, and then I'm going to have send money page. Suppose this is going to be the 3 major requirements, and I'm going to use the tab keys in order to define all of these 3 objectives which needs to be accomplished in the planning phase. Now, on the right hand side, if you can quickly observe, we are actually getting a Gantt chart here. Okay, can you see that? There's a Gantt chart here which is being developed, and it currently shows that the project might start from 17th of August and might end up by 30th of August. And there will be some n number of tasks which needs to be done. Okay, so currently we have started designing these tasks under the objectives and everything, and then we are going to assign each task will take how much time duration and all. So we have that capability to adjust all these facilities depending on the sprint priority, the task is assigned to which member, what is the status of the task, and we can actually customize these project columns also. So these are various project column options available, which we can actually define there. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
So this is also a very nice option, estimated days, which is very, very important when it comes to, let's say, when it comes to identifying how much time will it take to build the project. Okay, the user story will always be there, but we can remove the release tags. We can keep only these items. Let's say the item is assigned to whom, followed by the estimated number of days. Okay, so now the columns will be replaced here. So you can see that I've got my estimated days here. So with this, what we can actually do is we can actually define, suppose the landing page will take 2 days. Okay, so I can say it will take 2 days. Transaction page might take 3 days, and send money page might take 3 days. Okay, so currently you can see that automatically it is defined that the project will now take 8 days, 3, 3, 6, and 2, 8 days to get these objectives accomplished. So using a tool somewhat like this is always a good idea, because it will help you define the applications properly, along with what needs to be built and everything. Is that clear?
Yes.
So now we have the burn down chart, like how many days are done, what is the number of hours of work is remaining. Okay, so we do have all that stuff done. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so let's get to the point here. Now, within each of these features, there might be different features which might be required. So let's say in a landing page, what do we need? So we do need 3 stuff. We do need a background. Okay. We do need a background. We do need a head title, let's say. Okay. And we do need, sorry. Okay. We need a background. We need a head title. Clearly. Okay, and what do we need is we need a button, start now. Okay, so I'm going to remove the option number 7 from here, right click and delete. So now you can see that under the planning phase, now we can quickly define our charts specifically, so that we'll have an idea about how the project needs to be maintained. And then each part, let's say the start now button might have some more stuff. So when you start now, it might take you to the next activity, okay, to the transactions page, or else it can take you to some authentication page, anything like that. So it totally depends on what do we need to build. In this case, what is going to happen, whenever we are going to click on start now, it will take us to the transactions page, suppose. Okay, now once we will be clicking on send money, it will be taking us to this page, and there might be some more different number of options which might be available, which we may be using in order to get the things done. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, so let's get started with designing of this particular part. So you're clear with the Handsoft designing, that why is Handsoft used? So Handsoft is a pretty nice tool which gives you the burn down chart and all that in order to get the industrial product designed. And you will have a fair understanding about each and every module, about what needs to be built. And it should be very, very descriptive. Okay. Because if it will be descriptive, it will be very, very clear with respect to you when you will be budgeting, because in the planning is always done with the senior members of the team, along with the customers, as well as with the sales teams and other people, so other important people, so that you will be able to deliver an appropriate customer satisfactory product. Okay, is that clear? Now,
yes.
So second step would be, once we're done with planning the application development using Handsoft, we have to prototype the application using Adobe XD or any other tools like Figma. There are various options available. So let's get into the stuff where we are going to use Adobe XD. Okay, so you can download Adobe XD from adobe.com. It's available for a free trial. And then we are going to get started with designing of an application for iPhone X, or since we will be building the iOS applications, so the outcome will be tested on an iPhone device. Okay, there are various iPhone devices available. So when you start Adobe XD. On the left-hand side, there is a option known as Artboard. So you can click on Artboard option. And on the right-hand side, we have different mobile phone screen sizes available, which we can use in order to test. So whenever you are making an iOS application, it might end up running on iPhone 12 Pro, iPhone 12 Pro Max, iPhone X, XS, 11 Pro, or any of the device. So depending on your choice, you can actually select the appropriate device. Since we will be running this on a simulator, so we can select any of the artboard. So suppose I have taken iPhone 12 Pro Max in order to run my application. Is that clear?
Yes.
So suppose we are going to have 3 pages, and the first page is going to be the landing page, let's say. Okay. So this is going to be my landing page, and post the landing page, there will be a transactions page, followed by there will be the send money page. Okay. Now what do we need to do is we need to build up a few things. Like in the first page, we would be needing, in the first page, what we would be needing, we need the following objectives to be accomplished. Let me just show you the image here. So since we have started working on this app design, so the very first thing would be an image which we need to put along with your perfect banking partner, the font which needs to be taken, and then we have to click on designing a button, define start now and things like that, and then proceed to another app pages. Okay. So in this, we will be doing a lot of practical stuff with designing of the application. But initially, always the first step should always be to get started with the design. Okay. Is that clear till here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now what we will be doing, we have to get started with the design part. So what we will be doing, I'm thinking, let us start with this design part in our upcoming session. Okay.